the experts in fastening for almost 200 years, Bossard has gotten a lot of questions about fasteners. Here are 7 of the most common questions we get from manufacturers about fastening basics. What is the difference between a screw and a bolt?
You'll probably get different answers from different people. The correct answer, in my opinion, a bolt is used with a nut and a screw goes into a tapped hole.
What's the difference between a hex head screw and a hex flange screw?
A hex head screw often needs to be paired with a washer, where a flange screw doesn't require a washer, so you can potentially save some time assembling a flange screw assembly rather than a hex bolt and a washer.
When should I choose to use fine threads versus coarse threads?
The short answer is don't use fine threads unless you really need to. Fine threads take longer to assemble. They do have slightly greater strength because of the stress area of the fastener. However, there are several things that make coarse threads a better option. They assemble more quickly, they have a higher fatigue strength, and they're generally less expensive and more readily available than fine threads.
What exactly is the difference between cut and rolled threads?
If we have a large volume of fasteners that we are cold forming, we will typically roll the threads. If it is a smaller batch of fasteners, we may choose to cut the threads so we don't have to set up a thread roller on it. Rolled threads are generally considered preferable over cut threads, but the standard allows for both. The reason rolled threads are slightly stronger because we're moving the material and we're not cutting across the grains as we're doing when we cut threads.
What is case hardening and when is it used?
Most fasteners that we use for bolted joints are heat treated, and they are considered through hardening to a grade 5 or a grade 8 for inch, but in some cases we have to do case hardening, which makes the outer surface of the part harder. For example, with thread forming screws that are making their own threads into the material, or in serrated flange nuts or bolts that have serrations under the head, because we need that surface to be harder to bite into the mating material.
Can I use tapping screws into plastics?
A common problem that people have when they are designing into plastic material is they will try to use a standard tapping screw that has a 60-degree flank angle, which can stress the plastic. Many people don't realize there are specialty threads designed for plastics that have a sharper angle that won't stress the plastic as much, and they also have a bit deeper bite so that they won't pull out as easily.
What is hydrogen embrittlement, and why should I be concerned about it?
Hydrogen embrittlement is a delayed failure that is caused by the inducement of hydrogen into a part. Generally, it's associated with electroplated zinc parts that are of a very high hardness. So for metric fasteners like a 12.9 or alloy steel socket head cap screws for inch, or anything that is case hardened can be susceptible to hydrogen embrittlement.